Let's get real. Being a people pleaser is not kindness. It's fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of not being enough unless you are useful. Fear wrapped in a smile. You say yes because you think it will make them like you. You agree to stay late. Carry extra boxes. Take the blame. Run errands. Laugh at jokes that are not even funny. You tell yourself they will see I am valuable. But deep down, you are tired. And worse, you are becoming invisible. And when no one is watching, you collapse. Alone. Because nobody checks in on the strong one. You want to be loved right. So you nod even when your brain screams no. You smile when your body is running on 4 hours of sleep and caffeine fumes. You cancel your own plans to be there for people who barely remember your birthday. And every fake smile chips away at your soul. You overthink everything. A short reply like K makes your brain spiral. Did I say something wrong? Should I apologize? Do they hate me now? It is like walking on emotional eggshells barefoot. Midnight. You are wide awake, replaying that one conversation on loop. Wondering if you should have worded things differently. You help someone move. You fix their resume. You drop everything when they say I need you. But when you need someone, it is radio silence. You were useful, but not valued. You wait. You check your phone every 10 minutes. Still nothing. And then it hits you. They are not coming. You pour your heart into a long thoughtful message. They reply with a thumbs up emoji. That one emoji. It crushes you more than a full-on rejection. You write like your life depends on it. And get a one-word answer. It hurts like being punched in the gut with words that were not even said. But here is the catch. The more you abandon yourself to make others happy, the more you disappear. You stop having opinions. You stop having boundaries. You become forgettable. And that is the saddest part. Not being rejected. But being so agreeable. You don't even matter anymore. You laugh on cue. You agree with everything. You don't rock the boat. But slowly, you fade. Like wallpaper. But then, something inside me snapped. One night, I looked in the mirror and asked, if I disappeared tomorrow, would anyone actually notice? And that question changed everything. I stopped replying instantly. I stopped pretending to laugh at jokes I didn't even find funny. I started asking myself, do I actually want to do this? Before saying yes. The first few no's were terrifying. I felt guilty. I thought people would hate me. But guess what? They didn't. They adjusted. In fact, some people started respecting me more. My silence made them speak first. My boundaries made them show up better. It didn't mean I stopped caring. It just meant I started caring about myself, too. And weirdly, I started attracting different people. People who weren't using me, but valuing me. I started having opinions. Saying what I actually meant. Even if it made people uncomfortable. And slowly, I stopped being scared of who I was. When I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I realized, people-pleasing didn't give me love. It gave me emptiness. But saying no? Setting boundaries? Being honest? That gave me peace.
Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you real. It tells the world, I matter too. Because every time you say no to what drains you, you're saying yes to what heals you. At first, people won't like your boundaries. That's okay. They liked you better when you had none. But your job isn't to be liked by everyone, it's to be respected by yourself. Real love doesn't need you to shrink. It needs you to show up fully. The right people won't be scared of your truth, they'll be drawn to it. When I started saying no, I finally had time to say yes to myself. And that yes opened doors I didn't even know were locked. You stop chasing people and start attracting the right ones. The ones who don't just tolerate your boundaries but honor them. You get your time back. Your mind. Your voice. The version of you that was buried under people-pleasing finally starts to breathe. You finally stop living someone else's life and start living yours. For the first time, your days reflect what you value, not just what others demand. So say no, not to be cruel, but to be true. Because the most loving thing you can do for you and them is to stop lying with your yes.
You don't realize how heavy people-pleasing is, until you finally put it down. That moment, when you stop carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations, that's when life actually begins. You gain freedom. Not just the freedom to breathe, but the freedom to finally live. The ability to do things because you want to. Not because someone expects you to. Not because you're afraid to disappoint. Not because you're trying to keep the peace. You gain time. Precious time. Because you're no longer running around, constantly fixing other people's problems. You're not their emotional emergency contact anymore. You gain clarity. A deeper understanding of what truly matters to you. What makes your heart light up. What feels aligned, not just acceptable. And you gain energy. Real energy. Because you're no longer drained by trying to be everything, to everyone, all the time. No more walking on eggshells. No more silent resentment. But that's not all. You also gain something even more powerful. Real relationships. People who love you. Not for what you can do. Not for how well you perform. But for who you are. You'll stop feeling used. And start feeling seen. You become magnetic. Not because you're loud. Not because you're trying to impress. But because you're real. Grounded. Honest. Whole. And here's the best part. You stop chasing love. And it starts chasing you. You begin living a life where your presence. Just your quiet, grounded presence. Matters. Even in silence. Even when you're not trying. You realize. You never needed to perform. To be worthy. Your no becomes powerful. Not cruel. Not selfish. Just, honest. Pure. A boundary, not a barrier. You stop shrinking yourself. To make others comfortable. And instead. You start expanding. Into the person. You were always meant to be. No more pretending. No more masks. No more watered-down versions of your soul. Just you. Finally enough. And guess what? That version of you. The real one. Is unforgettable. So if you've been bending, breaking, and blending in, maybe it's time you stood up. Stood tall. Stood as yourself. And if this message hit home, even just a little, don't keep it to yourself. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's make being real the new flex.